We are living through unusual times. For such a time as this, we celebrate a virtual Holy Communion under the Church's theological understanding of in extremis, which means that we will be allowed an irregular practice, like in other precedented times, in the life of the Church. During times of extreme hardship and difficulty, such as now, in extremis, the Latin term coined during the European Black Death plague, enables us to assume the posture of Christian community despite our distance. When we break bread together as a church in our worship, we remember that Jesus used the parable of a great banquet to which all people were invited in order to talk about what the family of God looked like. He said, "Go to the highways and back alleys and urge people to come in so that my house will be filled." And as we know, he invited the most unlikely of house guests to his feasts, confounding the disciples and irritating the Pharisees. In this way, though, he was encouraging a deep love and connection beyond our social norms. He knew that we humans need connection, and Jesus comforts us, saying, "You have a place at the table," so that all people know they are welcome in our hearts, in our homes, and in our churches, even though we can't physically be together right now. It's difficult in this moment to not be near some of the people we love and might be worried about. So in this next moment, take a moment and say out loud the names of people you wish were right there at your table with you today. Jesus is no longer physically on earth, yet every time we gather around a table and we call him to mind, he is present with us. And so too, our loved ones are with us. Let that be some comfort to us. We also want to call to mind the people we cannot name, whose names we do not know, but we know they need our prayers and God's comfort. For those who have lost loved ones, for those who are sick and recovering, for those who are caring for loved ones sick at home, for those caring for persons in hospitals and nursing homes, for those who are separated from loved ones, for those who are feeling alone and isolated, for those who are helping and are so very tired, for those who are struggling to find friends, food, and comfort, for those who are afraid, for those walking in our streets to protest the murder of our brothers George and Aubrey and our sister Brianna, for those whose businesses have been shattered by the pandemic or the rioters. I invite you now to take a deep breath on behalf of all those whose names we do not know. Blessings at the table are part of our Christian heritage. In fact, Jesus adapted the Jewish ritual blessing before spoken before and after all meals. He asked us to remember him when we break the bread. He asked us to remember him when we drink of the vine. In this feast of love and comfort, we can call to mind the things for which we are very grateful. I invite you to speak out loud a couple of things that you are grateful for in this moment. And so, I invite you to raise your bread and wine and repeat after me. Holy Comforter, we gather in your name, invited by Jesus, bound together with your Spirit, in union with each other. Feed our bodies and our spirits with your comforting presence, so that we might be your comfort to others. Bless this food and break open our hearts. Bless this drink and pour out your love. Amen. Together, let us say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. And now, may you not only shelter in place, but may you shelter in peace. May the peace and comfort of Christ be present with you now and forevermore. Amen.